Hi, my name is Shayna Burgess. Today I'm going to do a speech on my personal journey of faith. This is my audience. As I think about the path I've walked through the journey of faith, I am tremendously astounded. Although I would like to discuss many, at this time I will walk you through the birth of my blessed son Xavier Burgess. Through the months before his arrival on earth, everything was fine and leading in the right direction according to my doctor. But in the 8th month, things started taking a turn for the worst. My stomach became hard and I could not feel my baby move. Unfortunately, at this moment, my doctor was on vacation, so I had to take the next available doctor around. As I arrived at the hospital, the nurses and doctors immediately began examining me and viewing the baby on the ultrasound. As the doctor was viewing the baby, he noticed he was struggling to breathe, so he called for an emergency C-section. The doctor turned to my family and I and told us that if I would have not came when I did, the baby would have died. At this moment, I began praying and asking the Lord to heal my son, strengthen him, and protect him. The moment he was born, breathing became harder, and he had to be rushed to the NICU and put on 100% oxygen. Later, they brought him to me. As I touched him with my hand, I began to cry, but I knew that he was in the Lord's hand. The doctor mentioned to my family and I to be prepared for the chance that he may not survive. He said not only is he struggling to breathe, he is filled with fluid, which is putting much pressure on his body, and he has a tumor. The next day, he was sent to Texas Children's Hospital to have his tumor removed, which was found between his right lung and his heart. Before the surgery, the doctor came in the room and mentioned to my family and I again to be prepared for the chance that he may not live. So my family, my church, and my friends came together and began praying. A few hours later, the doctor came in and said the surgery is complete, he did fine, and he's now in recovery. Throughout his stay in the hospital, he went through 2 more surgeries, which because of an ulcer. He struggled to feed, so he had to be fed through a G button in his stomach. He also had difficulty with his lungs, which involved collapsing and filling with fluid, so he had to have chest tubes put in his right and left side of his chest area. As I watched my baby lay in the hospital, I overheard nurses and doctors talking about his ups and downs of his situation, such as he may have to have chemotherapy. I began to cry, but I knew that he would come home healthy and strong. I tried not to listen to what the doctor said because I knew that the Lord would not let my precious boy down. After a heartache and pain and long 3 months, he came home a healthy, strong boy with only a G button to be fed through. He had to be fed this way because he had difficulty drinking out of a bottle. Although it was hard to feed him, I did not let this get to me because he was home with me. After months of studying the tumor, the doctor said that this was his twin that had stopped growing inside of him after 3 months. Although it was hard to know that I lost a baby, having Xavier home with me and cancer is free was a joy. For the first 2 years, he had to have physical, speech, and occupational therapy to help with the things we struggle with, such as walking, talking, eating, and drinking. After 2 years, his tube was removed, he began drinking and eating like any other 2-year-old. He still struggled with speech, but overcame it eventually. Now he is 5, healthy and strong. Although this was a hard battle to deal with, Xavier was my blessing from God. Thank you.